Hi, I'm Tim, and welcome to WatchYouWant.com. Thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the latest in a long line of historic perpetual calendars from Ulysse Nardin, watches that have redefined the user-friendly, modern perpetual calendar complication for a new generation of buyers. Now, in 1996, the pioneering visionary watchmaker Ludwig Oechslin, working for Ulysse Nardin, released what was then known as the Ulysse Nardin Caliber 33, or as it became known, the Perpetual Ludwig. Now, the model was a revolution on several levels. For one thing, it took a Lamagna base caliber onto which it grafted an incredibly simple, mechanically elegant, and tremendously functional perpetual calendar module. But beyond that, it enabled the user, for the first time ever, to set a perpetual calendar forward and backward, and it had insurance against the planned obsolescence of most perpetual calendars. Should we ever live to the year 2100, you can actually set the calendar correctly without sending it back to the factory at that time. That's more of an intellectual advantage than a practical one, but make no mistake, being able to set all of the indications of the calendar yourself, forward and backward, has tremendous practical value to a customer. Now here's the thing, if you're setting a watch like this, which is also a GMT, and you're working to synchronize the local and reference hour time and you accidentally set it ahead, if you're using a perpetual calendar from other brands, you're out of luck. With Ulysse Nardin, you simply set it back. If you accidentally, in the course of learning the functions after receiving the watch, set it forward with another brand, especially one that includes the year indication, as this one does at 6 o'clock, you could be waiting quite a while before you're able to wear that watch again. So by empowering the user to set the watch forward and backward safely, without damaging the mechanism, and without requiring undue knowledge of watchmaking, Ludwig Oechslin actually created one of the most user-friendly high complications of all time. It was a revelation then, and it remains the standard now. Even compared to the famous Kurt Claus coordinated perpetual calendar used by Jaeger-LeCoultre and IWC, this remains the most user-friendly, accessible, and complete perpetual calendar in the industry. And when I say complete, I do mean complete. There's a day, there's a date, there's a month, there's a year, and that's a year with a year and decade indication. Everything you want is here, plus a GMT. And it's not just a second time zone, it is a true GMT. You can see right here we have hands for the hours and minutes, and then a second hour indicator that's actually a half-speed 24-hour hand. Now, GMT watches aren't necessarily dual times, but this one is. As you can see, I'm going to show you right here, you can set the local time backwards and forward, just like that, just by toggling on the case flanks. Now, this case is in fact a 42 millimeters, so not only is this the modern standard in movements, but Ulysse Nardin has adapted its case designs since that seminal 1996 innovation at 42 millimeters with dramatic stepped bezels and a good, I would say, flat case back, short curved lug combination. This watch will fit many wrists, but it wears with a lot of wrist presence, like a larger watch. I would say that on the wrist, it easily competes with 44s from other companies. So very contemporary, beautiful white gold applied indexes, numerals, and white gold hands, very visible. It's rare to take this much information, 2 time zones, multiple date functions, and convey them so clearly. Now there is a gentle guillot-shaped pattern to the dial that you can see as I roll through the light right here. Attention to detail is present in abundance. High quality, everything here that you see on the dial is applied. The rehaut is raised, that's for the 24-hour dial. There's a lot of depth to this dial that you may not be getting on the iPhone. It's very beautiful in person, and if you look from the side, it actually has a concave stepped bezel and stepped lugs. There's a little signature, almost Cabicon style colored crown insert right here that adds just a little bit of signature Ulysse Nardin blue color and the equally iconic anchor emblem of the company. On the back, you see the anchor again, beautifully decorated, in this case ETA based movement, powers the perpetual calendar module. Now it's decorated with a circular Cote de Genève that's quite gorgeous in its own right and a little bit unconventional by the standards of Swiss watchmaking these days. You see a lot more linear or sunburst Cote de Genève, so it plays quite differently than finishes from competitors, and again, like most Ulysse Nardins and the rest of the watch itself, it's just a bit different, but it's beautifully executed. Now this watch wears well in casual or formal situations. White gold, 18 karat, it's hard to go wrong with a combination of a black dial and a white metal. That combo has a ton of power. When you combine the ability to wear this with short sleeves or long sleeves, with a shirt or a tuxedo, the fact that everything about the watch is executed to the highest standard, and the functionality, whether you're traveling and using that second time zone, whether you're using it as an AM PM indicator while working long hours, the ability to, at a quick reference, get the time of day, the day of the week, the month, the year, even the psychic satisfaction of knowing that despite its high price point and its position at the apex of haute horlogerie, it is a COSC certified chronometer. Ulysse Nardin goes that extra step and has their watch independently vetted and tested. That's not something you see above mainstream product level in the Swiss watch industry. Ulysse Nardin gives you that. So there's also a ton of value here in addition to capability, versatility, and beauty. Now, this Ulysse Nardin GMT plus minus perpetual calendar in 18 karat white gold 42mm case is available with its original Ulysse Nardin factory box set. It's also available with its original hang tag and its original technical manuals. This watch is phenomenally complete, in outstanding shape. It presents as new. Check it out on our website, watchyouwant.com. We are the luxury pre-owned watch authorities. We're confident that when you see this Ulysse Nardin GMT Perpetual, you will be convinced it is the watch you want.